Hi guys, welcome to the flight this evening. As we're going to be doing a flight down into Orlando, and we're going to be leaving out from Southwest Florida with the 727-200 today, as we've got the lovely Southwest livery with it in gold. And we're going to be leaving out, coming in for runway 36 right, and be coming in on the ILS. We could probably take 36 left, but we'll take 36 right just to bounce in. So don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Leave your comments down below, and now we can get inside the aircraft and start her up ready for our pre-flight procedures. Okay, so we're in the 727-200 now, so we can go in and do our before start checklist. So we've got a parking brake, which is set. Going over now to our flight engineers panel and get the battery, which is guarded, which is also checked. Left and right pack, which can go on, which is set. DC meter bat 22, so DC meter bat is 22 and DC amps is negative, which is checked. Essential power is APU, which is checked. After that we'll go ahead and get the APU all on. So go and do the fire test, which is checked, and we're going to get the APU all started up for us. So 1, 2, 3, which is checked, and now we can carry on with the next part of the checklist. So we're going to get our navigation lights on, which can be set. From there, logos can also be set as well. Mode selector is auto for the pressurization. So for pressurization, we're going for 190 over on the overhead. So let's get 190 in. We're going to get a steep climb straight out today as we come in, and we'll just leave off with the cabin altitude, as we can see 2240. So we'll just leave it down at 0 as we're going under that. On for our landing elevation, down on the runway is 96, so we're going to put in 100, which is checked, and we are all good to go. So on for the next part of our checklist. We've got the guards. We can wait for the APU actually, so then we can get everything all powered up. So we are all online. We can get all of our lights on now as we light up the whole cockpit. As we hear the APU now in on the 727, which is all checked for us. Coming over now, so we've got our mode selectors, which are all set. Air temp selector is main supply, which is checked. From there we've also got our APU bleed, which can go on, which is checked. After that we've got the AC packs as required. Left and right pack cooling doors are fully open, which they are fully open and checked. Cargo T outflow switch normal, and the gas fan can go on as well, which is checked. So from there we've now got everything on. Oxygen pressurization, auto pack trip select can go to cutout, which is checked. We've got the zone temp control, which is centered. Galley power can now go on. DC meter is bat, which is checked. DC AM meter is with the APU, which is checked. Just keep that down, and we can see now DC AM meter with APU shows 0 pulsating, so we've got 0, which is also set for us. Fuel quantity now, we can go down and get our fuel all ready today as we leave out. So on our tanks, I'm just going to leave everything as it is as we fly out. So we do our fuel quantity check. Set for us. So we've got docked back whilst the passengers get on board. Fuel quantity indicators have been tested, and fuel shut switches are open, which they are all open and checked. Hydraulic brake interconnect test. System A pump switches are on. Ground interconnect can be opened. System B pump switches on. CSD oil cooler is normal as well, which is checked. And we can now go in and get the CIVA all ready. So go in, stick it to standby. We've got a position which is already in, so we've got 0, which is set. So as we go on to our charts now, we can get the airport in. So we've got north 26322. 26322, which is set. And we've got west 081453. Okay, which is checked. So we'll stick that to a line now. Go to our waypoints. Going for number 1, which is going to be the shell, which is going to be down on front for the north 27014. And west 081447. Off waypoint number 2, got Junlo, which is going to be north 27206. And west 081510. Okay, on for number 3, we've got Pullick, which is north 27468. And we've got west 082004. Okay, which is inside. On for waypoint number 4, which is going to be our top of descent, which is north. So we're going to leave out the top of descent, as we're going to know roughly just by near the lake when we come in. So for the Lakeland VOR, which is going to be north 27592, and we've also got west 0820008. Okay, gonna head to Costa then for waypoint number 5, which is going to give us then north 28067. And we're also going to have west 081455. Silky will be next up, where we start onto the arrival as the glide slope will be coming down near Jakor. So we've got north 28159. And west 081192. Silky's going to lend us to Jakar, which will be north 28203. Just checked. That's going to give us west 081193. Okay, which is inside. Off waypoint number 8 now, we've got Vec, which is going to take us on north 28231. And west 081193. Okay, which is checked. And on for waypoint number 9, which is Orlando, which is going to be north 28258. And west 081185. Okay, which is inside. So that's waypoint number 9. That is all of our waypoints in. We can go and check on the alignment 095. So once it says 055, then go 005, that's when it will be ready for alignment. So we can go to our before start checklist. So on for our boost tanks. Boost pumps are 1 per tank, so we can get 1 on per tank, which is checked. From there we've got our main tanks equally loaded, so crossfeed 2 open, 1 and 3 closed. So that's what we've got, as we've not got tank 2 more than 1 and 3, otherwise we'd open all of them. So number 2 is open, which is checked. Hydraulic pressure A and B is normal, which is also set. Ground interconnect can be closed. Hydraulic A pressure decrease, which is checked. System B pump any off, which is checked. altimeter QNH set. So the QNH coming out of Florida International today as we leave out, as we've got the meters right here. QNH is 3008, which will get set in. So 3008, which is set. We're on the reserve gauge as well. 3008. And we'll do the first officers, which is 3008. Okay, 3008, which is set. Coming back, we've got all for our winds. Winds are calm. Temperature's 28. Rest of the checklist coming out now. We've got altimeters which are set. Anti-skid is on, which is checked. From there, we've got the stall warnings, which we can check now, which is checked. And we can also test the flight recorder, which is checked. Emergency exit lights can be armed, which are also set and checked. Auto brake is RTO. Pneumatic brake lever is off, which it is. Your damper switches are also on, which are checked. Passenger signs can now go on as well. And no smoking. Window heats can go on as well, which are set. Initial altitude is going to be for 190. So 19. So we've just passed transition once we do come up. Flight mode selected as required. Flight altitude hold switch is off, and flight command for the pitch command on the flight director is to climb. So we've gone out to climb altitude. I should give us a nice steady ascend up. We'll give it just a little higher. It should be set. Coming out of the runway now as we leave out today. We're going to be leaving out on runway today. Leaving out is going to be 06. So we've got 058 in, which we're going to leave out. Okay, which is set. Also got on our departure, we've got the Lima Alpha Lima, which we're going up towards, which is the 1160, which is set. Okay, 1160. And on the flight plan, we can see that from to Lima Alpha Lima, we are going to be looking at, on our heading, which is going to be the 067. Okay, which is checked. As we go up to the 002, we're going to go direct up from Pulek, and then from Pulek leaving onto the 004, which we've got on our flight plan. We're then going to take that right hand turn onto the 067. So we are all set in as we then back in. So we've got the 004, which is in. As we leave out the runway, we're pretty much going to come out onto a right hand turn, and then we'll intercept back for Lima Alpha Lima. We're going to climb direct straight up to 190 on our altitude. And as we check out, so we've got Shell, which is 1, Junlo 2, Pollock 3, Low is 6, so that'll be number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we are all set now, ready to leave. So on for the next part. For the checklist, course is set, heading both for the runway heading, which is checked, transponder standby, trim set for takeoff. So let's go in and get the bugs. So we're going to be coming out into a flaps 15 if we really wanted to. Flaps 5 will be 165 as we come out today, or a 131. So we'll take a 131 as we blast out. 2.15 on the EPR, which is set, 97.4 M1, which will also be set and checked for us. 143 for V2, which will give us plus 20, which will be 163, which should be bugged in, and 173 for flaps 5, 190 for flaps 2, and 200 for our clean speed today. So, as we are now all set to go, engine start switch, well, we can get the engine start checklist now, as we are ready now to call the tug. So we'll call the tug and then we'll get ready to go. Okay, so as the tug now drives us up, we can now shut the door, which we'll see closing, which will be set. After that, we've got the galley power now, which can be turned off, which will be checked. After that, AC packs can be turned off, which are set. Bleeder out, all open, checked. Beacon can go on, and then we'll be ready to start the engine. So keep the strobe off, beacon can go on now, which is checked for us. And we're now waiting for the tug to come as we get ready to be pulled up.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, parking brake released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, so we go ahead and start the engines now. We can go for engine number 1. So we can see N2 now is increasing. N1 will slowly come to life. Once we inject fuel flow, we'll then see our EGT exhaust gas temperature start to rise, and then we'll be all ready and set to leave. So there's just over 20%, so we can now inject number 1, and we'll see the EGT start to increase now. N2's coming right up, and N1 is starting to lift as well. So I'll bring the control column over. As we get ready to leave, just before we do, we'll put our trim in as well. So there's engine number 1, so we'll go for engine number 2 and 3. So we're slowly going to see engine 2 and 3 now go. We've activated them both at the same time. Once we slowly get up to 20%, then we'll inject fuel, and then we'll see the aircraft come to life. It's really nice to actually fly the 727. I've had it for quite a while, but I've only used it a number of times, just about 2 or 3 times, but now I'm really starting to get into it. It's actually really nice to fly. So 20% N2's coming in. Okay, so with our fuel in, EGT is now starting to increase. N2's are lifting along with N1 slowly but surely, and engine 2 and 3 now are coming to life. Okay, which is set. The tug's now pushing us back still. As we get ready, there we go, low pressure, all lights out, so the engines will have passed over. As we now go to our after start checklist. So after start checklist, we've got the AC meter, check volt and frequency for Gen 1, 2 and 3. So 1, 2 and 3.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Parking brake, which is set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Gen 1, 2 and 3 close, which is checked. AC meter for Gen 3, which we can stick in, and we've got Gen 3 which is in as well, which is set. From there we've got essential power Gen 3, galley power can now go on, which is checked. Rain and boost pumps can go on, so we get the rest of the fuel all in, which is checked. Lights out. Hydraulic pump A test, so we've got B which can go back on now. Got hydraulic pump A test, so from A switch 1 off. 2800 to 31 psi. So
tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Okay, see you soon, bye bye. So we've got switch 1 off, 28 to 31 psi, which is all on and good for us, and then switch 2 off, PSI decrease, which is checked, switch 1 on, PSI increase, and we can switch number 2 on, which is checked. So from there, ground equipment, which is removed, doors are closed. Before taxi checklist, flaps can be set for takeoff. So we've got our outbound here, so we're going for flaps 5, which is checked. Okay, flaps 5 is now all set and checked. Wing anti-ice as required. We don't need pitot heats, can now go on, which are checked. Trim set for takeoff. On for takeoff we have got a trim of 4.69. Okay, so we'll leave it about there. So trim for takeoff is also set and checked. Engine instruments are checked. Flight controls are free and correct, which is checked as well. Leaving out, we have got the mode selector, which is off currently. As we leave out, we're going to be going out onto the 004, and then we'll be tracking in for the Lima Alpha Lima VOR. EPR bugs are set for 2.15. Fuel heat we don't need. System beat, all pumps are on and checked. Overhead now, we can get the engine bleeds we've got over. AC packs are on. Engine 2 and APU bleed can close, so we'll close them 2 off, which are checked. Flight guard switch to flight, which is also set and checked. APU master, which can go off. Taxi lights can go on, and we are all ready to go. So that is the checklist now for the 727, guys, as we are going to get ready to leave. Flaps are set, we've got taxi lights on, and as we leave we're going to taxi on down to runway 6, so we'll just follow Golf, enter onto Golf 2 and then make a left onto Foxtrot. So we can release the brake and we'll start to power on up. We can put in on our V speeds, we've got 160, we're going to put to 200, which will be checked, and we can now start to speed up for the runway. Okay, so we've got the 004 in, which is set. We've got the 11600, which is going to be coming in on for the VOR, which is the 11600, which will be set. As we come now, we're going to take this right hand turn, which will lead us out to take a left on for Foxtrot. So swing a left turn. As you see, the lovely glare with the dirty windshield as well on the 727 is a really nice aircraft to fly, as it will take you back to basics. It's nice to actually do some VOR navigation as well with the aircraft. As we taxi on down, we are now on Foxtrot, as we are practically ready to go. So we'll come round, we'll pass off the hold, we'll put on our strobes, etc., line up on the runway, do a before takeoff checklist, and then we'll get the aircraft all ready to go. So here we go now onto that left hand turn, wait to line up, and then we'll get the strobes all on, etc. So here we are now, we're onto the active runway, so we'll just slow the aircraft down just a tad. Go overhead now, get the strobes on, runway turn-offs can go off, which are checked, taxi lights can go off, which are on, and we can now line up for runway 06. So as we line up now, we can just put on our brakes just briefly. Get the parking brake, which is set. There's a few things that we need to do just before heading out. We're going to be leaving out onto the 004, so put the nav on. We're going to be wanting to go out onto the 004. Once we get in, we've got the Lima Alpha Lima, which is the Lakeland VOR, which is the 1160, which is already set in, which I should assume will come to life when we do get closer to it. And then once we leave out, we can then stick on the nav once we intercept off 004, which is going to come in. So we'll go to our before takeoff checklist. CSD oil is to go off, which is checked. After that, we've got our auto pack trip, which is going to go to normal, which is checked. After that, we've got transponder, which will go to ALT, which is also set and checked. We can go down and get the weather all on as well, which is set for us. There we go, so we can see the weather, which is on, which is right there. So, weather's all on, looking lovely as ever. As we're going to leave out. After that, we've got the runway turn-off lights, which are going to be off after takeoff. Strobes are on, taxis are off, landing lights and start switches are now guarded. So, start switches are now guarded and we are ready to leave out. So, VOR should come in, hopefully after takeoff, once we come in range of it. And we can now get our heading on as well, which will leave out after takeoff. So, release the brakes, we're up to 40%. Full pressure on the yoke, there's them stabilised and toga. Okay, so release back, full to EPR. 215, which we're going to take in.
80 knots.
Check. Thrust is set. 100 is back on the column.
B1. Rotate.
Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Okay, so we've got 004, which is in. We're going to be making a right hand turn as we ease it out. So we've got to flaps 2 as we just ease up onto our pitch. Then we're going to go into that right hand turn now as we lean off. So flaps can be fully retracted now as we come out, reduce our thrust setting, buzzing through 1500 feet. Going up for 2.4 now on our speed. As we're going to come around the bend and then follow out onto that lovely 004. .50 passing through 10,000 feet, we can start to power on up onto the climb. Landing lights can now be turned off, so we didn't have them on anyway, so good job with daylight. Runway turn off lights can go on, which are set and checked as we start to power on up now through 10,000 feet. Just waiting to intercept in for the Lima Alpha Lima, and we're going to set our speed up to 300 knots now. Okay, which is set. Buzzing through 11,000. We'll wait to intercept back on for the 004. currently 80 miles out, passing through 11,003, so we can now get the speed in. We can lower the nose just slightly so we can get climbing. Overhead now and get the auto brakes can be disarmed. As we now start to speed up for 300. Passing through 12,007. Wait for the VOR to inset back in. Feet per minute, we're going to 190. Lima Alpha Lima on the CIVA is currently at number 4. As we just wait for our VOR to come over for lay. So we'll just come over a little bit more and stick it into heading. As we are coming up, we'll just left turn it a little more. Passing through 15,007. Now we'll start to lower our nose as we can climb and speed up at the same time. From 2004, just coming up round 275 on our speed, passing through 17,006. As you can see, we're going to come past back on for the VOR. We're going to go back onto the 004, which is going to take us inbound then, and then we're going to fly in straight to the lovely Orlando today. So start to ease back as we come to level off at 190. And 1,000, we'll start to lower down. Just bring our speed in. There we go. As we get ready to go now. So, there's the VOR slowly working its way down. As it's active, we'll go back down to 190. And then we're going to follow it back in onto the 004. So what we can do is, seeing as the VOR is moving over now for the Lima Alpha Lima, we can put navigation on and get the autopilot in, hold our speed, and we get it into follow on for number 3 to 4, which is going to take us straight to the Lima Alpha Lima, eventually lead us in, down, ready to go. As we come down, the aircraft's going to make some adjustments as we come in, and then from there we'll be all ready and set to go. So from 3 to 4 we've got the Lima Alpha Lima following in, and then from inbound we can see 3 to 4. So even if we did it again 3 to 4, we're still going to end up for the 004, which is set in ready for us to go. As we've got the GPS in, so that is all set for us. As we leave from Lakeland, we are currently now 53 nautical miles. We'll take the 004, where we're then going to make a right hand turn from Lakeland onto the 067, which should be fun for us. So after takeoff checklist, we've got our landing gear which is up, auto brake is off, runway tunnel flights are off, pack switch cutout, which is checked, autopilot is engaged, climb thrust is set, all our packs, etc. And as we come down, we want to come down to 19,000, which is also set, so we can just twig it like that, and we go down and tell it to come down on our speed hold, and everything all there is set. So altitude is armed. Now the aircraft will start descending down to 190, which is checked, passing transition, so we can now go to 29902. Okay, which is set. 299 at 2. And 299 at 2, which is also set and checked. So we're currently now, as we can see, as we've got the VORs in anyway, our distance, we are currently leaving out 42 nautical miles, 6 minutes to go, as we come back down to 190, which we're going to stay for over on our altitude select. There's the 1000 call out. As we come in, we just lower the speed back just a little bit, so the aircraft can decel just a little more. And then once we get to Lima Alpha Lima, we're then going to track inbound to Cosca, which is going to take us onto the 067. And then from the 067, we're then going to go onto the 074 to Silky, where we're going to intercept down at 3,000 feet. You can see on the arrival here, as we're coming up to Leyland, we're going to make a right-hand turn. Obviously this is the charts, but we are going on the way to Lima Alpha Lima. Once we come in, we're going to basically come into Lakeland. As you can see, we are directly inbound to Lakeland on the 004. The other chart is just a little bit off. We're going to then turn onto the 067 like we said, and then from the 067 we're going to then head down onto the 074, which is going to take us to Silky. And Silky is the start of our arrival. We're going to cut in from the initial fix. We're going to go straight down to Silky, so we'll come across 3,000 feet. We'll start descending down for 1,600, and then we'll intercept at Jakar for our glide slope, which will be 6.7 from the localizer. So as we are all set now, we can increase our speed just a tad, whilst we are now at 1,900 feet. So altitude select can be hold, and we are already now for our quick cruise, 30 nautical miles. So what you can do, guys, is we can go to our takeoff cinematics, and then we'll get back in the cockpit ready for our top of descent, ready to come down into lovely Orlando this evening. So I'll see you guys in just a sec. To the flight deck now, as we are going to get ready to come down in for our approach into lovely Orlando this evening. So on for the approach, we're coming in for Cosca, which is going to be expect 13,000, and we are going to be max 250. So we're coming in basically on the south, so we're going to be basically coming in right here, coming in for 36 right. Going to intercept onto the 067, which is going to take us in direct to Cosca. Coming in from Cosca, we're then going to run it down from Cosca all the way to the 074, which is going to take us practically to Silky, where we'll make that left-hand turn and come in. We'll make sure it flaps 15 gear down by the time we do, as it needs to be at 3,000 feet and then 1,600 for Jakar. So we'll be all set and ready to come in and configured, as we can start getting the aircraft now all ready to go. So we can lower our speed at what we're stuck at, which is fine. We're going to come down, expect 13,000. So as we are now 17 nautical miles, Can slowly start to descend the aircraft now. It's going to be checked. Hold on to our speed. Now we can now start the descent down into lovely descent now from 190. We'll go and get the QNHs up as we get down into Orlando, which is going to be down on our IXEG CO, which is going to be for the METARs. So Kilo Mike Charlie Oscar. We're going to make a right hand turn onto the 067, which is going to take us down from Lau to then our Cosca, which is going to be waypoint number 5. METAR's down now, just passing 18,000 feet. 3010. So 3010, which is set. Over down to reserve. 3010. And 3010, which is set, passing through 18,000. So we start to slow the aircraft down now. Max 250 as we're going to start slowing the aircraft. So going to make a right hand turn to 067 on for our descent checklist. So we've got the weather, which is received. There's the 067, which is going to be turned in, which is checked. Coming down on the waypoint, we can see 16 nautical miles from when we get to Cosca, which is going to be for waypoint number 5. Descent now, we can get our landing speeds as well. So for landing, we're coming in flaps 30, 124. Weather down is looking for variable 3 knots, which isn't too bad. So +5 the 124, so it goes to 129, coming down nice and slow today. We've got the throttles cut back now as we start our descent down. Go down to 3,000, start for 13,000. As we throttle back and start our descent down. So get speed brakes open. So by adding just a little bit of power, be able to control the descent a little greater than 1,000 feet, and it will keep us down for 250, which will be set. 10 stanchion miles, scanned at 2,500, which is checked. Coming down through 16,005 now, 10 nautical miles out from Cosca. As we can see with the CIVA working with our positions, we can see that we are now heading direct for Cosca. And then from Cosca we're going to cut away onto the 074, which is then going to lead us in ready to intercept at Silky. So on our descent checklist, as we was continuing to do so, we've got the ASUS reports which are checked. Coming down the ascent, the approach briefing, set instrument and radios which are checked. We've got the 1107 which we can get in now. 1107. Which is checked. As we're 36 nautical miles from the airport now. Cabin altitude set below 2,000 feet below air elevation. Control camera is up by cargo heat outflow. Pack cooling doors are fully open, which are checked and set. Coming down now. That's going to be 13,000, so we'll continue the descent down to 5,000. By the time we get down and around, as we're not too far out now, we can start to slow down the aircraft. So, take to keep the pitch. Go to keep the pitch hold. As we slow the aircraft down. Up to 200 feet. Probably go into vertical speed if we really wanted to. Okay, so there's a 074. speed brakes are open, 25 nautical miles away now as we leave Koska for Silky. So we've got 25 nautical miles to slow the aircraft down and get the aircraft all in and ready to go. So we'll throttle back now. It's come down for 200 on our flat retractions. You can see down 2 degrees. Currently 3010. Coming in as we slowly start to slow the aircraft down. Speed brakes are open. Now we're coming in flaps 30 for 129. After that, pack cooling doors are fully open. Flight altitude hold is off, which is set. From there, we've got the weight and balance checked, wing anti-ice is required, radio altimeter which we can set up, so the minimum's coming down for the runway. As you can see, we're near Silky, so the minimum's coming down on the runway as we get ready to go. It is going to be for us at 200 feet. Okay, which we're setting. There's 200 foot, which is set. As we're slowing down now. Passing through 10,000 feet. So landing lights can now go on. Which are checked. Passing through 9,007. Main tanks equally loaded, cross valve, so cross feed 2 is open, 1 and 3. Tank 2 more than 1 and 3. We've got on our main tanks, we've got more in 2 and 1, so we can leave that open, which is set for us today. Auto brake can be set now, auto brake medium, which is checked. Fuel heat's off, auto brake set, passing transition level 18,000, which was set for us. Coming in, and we want to be coming down in for 1,600, which is also checked. Okay, so we've just got it open. Just casually, speed brake is open as we come down as well. 15 nautical miles away. As we slowly slow down to our flaps up, as we get the aircraft all configured to come in. So passing 7,008, get the speed brake in, and then we'll drop down to flaps 5. It should give us the brake, that's just the throttle, as the throttle can't be fully idled back. So we've got flaps 5 which is in, we can just lift up on our vertical speed just a little. Checked. 10 nautical miles to go. As it is quite difficult to get the aircraft to slow down. So that's going to be with the speed brake open, as you can hear. So speed brake is armed. As we're coming down with our rate, as can't pull the throttles completely to idle, otherwise we get the warning coming off. What we're going to do is I'm going to drop it down into our flaps 15. It should bring us down and ready to go. 9 nautical miles. Now the aircraft will start to dip, and we should be able to get down on for that speed which we need, which is 129. So I'm going to start lowering the speed down, 160 now. As we continue the descent down, 5,400 feet coming in. Landing lights are on, which is checked. Fasten seat belts can be on, which are set and checked. Minimums is 200 foot on the decision. As we're now 7 nautical miles out, passing through 5,000. We still need to slow down just a little more as the aircraft comes down. In for our flaps 15. We'll drop the gear down in just a few moments time as we are a little high still. 4,007. Going to be at 3,000 feet once we get to Silky. We need to descend down to 1,600 as well at the same time when we do. So as we're slowly coming down under 200 knots, we're at flaps 15, I think. Flaps 15, yeah. So as we slowly come down now, passing through 4,000 feet, currently 5 nautical miles out, and we can get the glide slope and everything all ready for us as we get ready to go. So leave that for the time being. Wait for the actual glide slope to come in. As we come round the bend now, 3,000 feet, we're going to shoot around. You can see we've got the glide slope, which is right here. Nautical miles out. 1107, which is also in and checked. 1107. Go on to that left hand turn, which is going to bring us onto the 005. 2002 now. We can drop out gear as we come down into 1. Still following on the aux now as we come round the bend. 1600. Now introduce power. Okay, so we're going to come down for 1600 feet. Let's make that left hand turn. And we can now switch on the autopilot. We should now come in, get the localizer on for us. Gears down. And now go to flaps 25, which is checked. On 40, we're coming in for 129. Now we're on flaps 30. And there's 129, which is set. As we come round to the left, I don't know why the glide slope isn't there. It should be there, ready for us. But as soon as the glide slope isn't there for us today, what we'll do is disconnect the autopilot, and I have control of the aircraft now. So we are fully in now. We've got the speed brake, which is armed, gears down, flaps 15, which is set. As we'll just level the aircraft off now and get to maintain our speed as we slow down for 130. I'm going to hold now so we can wait for the puppy lights. Don't know why the glide slope didn't come in. Okay, so as we wait, slowing down, 130, there's one white. Okay, there's 2 red, 2 white, so we can start coming down now on that descent. We are now fully established. We can put on our runway tunnels, which can go on, which are checked. We're fully established, we've got the runway in sight. The glide slope didn't work for some reason. As we get ready to come down today on this lovely approach, so we'll get some trimming for us. There we go. Following down on the puppies. So basically have to fly it visually. Just nose up just a little, get back onto the 2 red, 2 white. Slow our power down, let's get the lots over. There's 2 red, 2 white now, come in. Those come down for 130. There, which is checked. Try and keep constant descent rate. And 3 red, 1 white. Just nose up just a little.
500.
There we go. Okay, so continue. reversers can be stowed as we run on the auto brakes coming down, and welcome to Orlando, guys. As we come over, got everything all set now, we can have a load on. Auto brake can be disarmed as we go on to the overhead now, which is set, and we are ready now to taxi off of the runway. So landing, after landing checklist, we've got the speed brake which can be retracted, which is set. From there, flaps can be retracted as we're going to come off right now. Window heaters can be turned off, which are checked. As we brake now to come off of the runway, we'll finish off the rest of the checklist as we come off. Wing anti-ice is off, engine anti-ice is off, the pitos can come off as well as we get down off. So we'll sort them all out in a minute. As we swing on to this right hand turn, go overhead now, get the strobes off, navigation beacon can stay on, runway tunnel lights can go off, taxis can go on, and we are all ready now to taxi to stand. So continuing on with our checklist over, before we go to our landing cinematics, we can get the pro peats which can go off now, which are set and checked. As we roll around to the gate, central power APU, engine and APU bleed open, and engine starts, fuel cut off. So we are all ready now to come in. So I hope you enjoyed the flight this evening, guys, as much as I did. If you did, don't forget to support the channel, hit subscribe, leave any of your future tricky approaches down in the comments below, and I'll see you all very soon for the next available flight on the channel. So take care for now, guys, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.